Under the Lights starts now.
Hello, East Texas, and welcome into Under the Lights. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfoss with you. Jimmy, what a week 3 it has been. This is the time where teams kind of start to separate themselves. You know, week 1 is the start of the year. Week 2 is what it is, but week 3, teams kind of try to prove their mettle, and we saw that tonight.
Yeah, the fakers and the real ones.
We
There's a better word for this. There's a more of a
real.
rhyming way to go about this. I can't think of it
We'll
right
think
now.
about it.
Yeah.
We'll think about it and come back to y'all with that a little later on. But for now, we're going to send things out to our game of the week with Damian Bartonik out there at Van Memorial Stadium, Lindale, visiting Van tonight. Damian, what'd you see out there?
Parker Rainey returns the kick.
Jimmy, I think the word or the phrase is contenders and
Up
pretenders.
to their own 28-yard line.
Discussion. Look, you know who ain't a pretender? Neither of these
They
teams.
will have
Right
the
now,
first and 10.
it's 42-42. We got 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Guys, we might be on 60-point watch here. I mean, there's so much action, so much scoring going on. I mean, it makes me smile. But enough of me talking about it. Let's go ahead and get to this game.
Somebody's O has got to go as the Lindale Eagles welcomed in the Van Vandals, and boy did Van come out swinging in this one. First drive of the game, and the bartender pours up a deep shot. Raleigh Hinch finds Ian Hobson on the deep ball, putting the Vandals in goal to go. And on the next play, Hinch on the old school QB power, baby, drives his way into the end zone to put the Vandals up 7-0. But the Eagles answer back. Jackson LeGros with the Taysom Hill drip finds Caden Fowler on the goal ball, and that knocks this one up at 7 apiece. After a Van 3-and-out, Lindale is driving like they're on I-20, and David Blindig shows off the speed. This kid has got a little bit of aura to him, man. You'll see him exit the frame, but come back and say, hey, what's up, Damon? How you doing, man? That puts up the Eagles 14-7. But Van ain't quitting. Hinch finds Mr. Longhair don't care again. Ian Hobson on the deep ball. Touchdown, Vandals, knotting this one up at 14-all in what was an electric ball game from start to finish.
Yeah, right now, 42-42. We got Van has the ball right now. But the Quavion Brown's, he's running it right now, going in, doing his thing. Only picked up a couple of yards. Yeah, it's it's about to be 2nd and 6 probably. We got a lot of action left in this game, y'all. It's a lot. There's a lot going on right now. I'm going to toss it back to y'all in studio. 10:35, I'll have the update. Hopefully this game's over by then, but by the way these teams are scoring, I don't think so.
Get this man an energy drink.
Get this man
Keep him up. Keep him up. Great
David.
game out there.
Yeah, great game, great coverage, great highlights, great hair.
Oh,
everything's great
the
here.
flow.
Here
Come
in
on
week
now.
3. Talking about great games, our site game, both of us kind of thought Chapel Hill was going to take that one in a landslide. Well, we didn't say it. Well, I just said it. But check it out. That's not what happened. That's not what's happening, at least. Kickoff show site game. White House hosting Chapel Hill with our player of the week, DeMarcion Blaylock, serving as a captain for the Bulldogs. Wildcats begin this game with possession, and they begin with a bang. Hand off to the senior John Grimes, and he's off to the races past the 40, the 30, the 20. Just tripped up inside the 10. But no matter, White House goes back to the ground attack, this time with the QB JoJo Adams, and the Wildcats jump in front 7-0. How about it? Bulldogs go to work. Now here's a connection we've seen before. Malik G finds DeMarcion Blaylock, and he is gone with the wind. That's D1 DeMarcion's 9th touchdown of the season here in the first quarter of game number 3. We'll have more from him later on. White House not backing down, though. Adams lets it fly, hitting Zion Alexander, and we got a ball game, folks. White House jumps right back in front 14-7, but we know Chapel Hill's got that dog in him. Malik G rolls to his left, makes the throw on the run to Elton Calico. And this game was just big play after big play after big play. The senior taking this one all the way to the house. We're tied at 14. That was just at the end of the first quarter. Let's check where we're at now.
Whoa.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I was going to say, it was a great game. I guess Chapel, same thing as last week. Chapel Hill maybe started a little slow, but they certainly picked things up in the second quarter and in the second half.
No kidding. They figure it out. Second half team. How about them Bulldogs? Take me down to Grace Community. This is where I went. Look at the dice in the stands. That's just about the only 6 those Grace Cougars had all night. Pittsburgh was rolling. Senior Cord Johnson making it look easy, flicking it to his man Cam Dottie in the end zone. There's another 6 for the Pirates. On the black and gold defense, they held firm. How about Mr. Stu forcing the fumble? Pitt falls on it. They ran into a brick wall there. Johnson showing it off again. How about the juggling act to 7 Duffy? Let me see that thing again. This kid's just a sophomore. Look at that.
Like that
Yeah. Hey, the freshman, though, Slade Etheridge, trying to make something happen on the offense. Ends up connecting with Doak Porter there. Lines up a field goal that's going to be no good. So no points for Grace early on, and Pittsburgh just made their way right back downfield. There's the reverse. Gets it to the acrobat. That's another 6 for 7.
I got
For the second time tonight. Hey, how about those Pittsburgh fans? They showed up in droves. Let me see that score. 45-0. I guess they no dice for the Grace Cougars tonight. How about that?
They were impressive last week, but that's,
Did you get the dice thing?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
the dice thing was very good.
Thank
I
you.
hope everybody at home
Thank
got
you.
that
Appreciate
as well. All right, let's keep it moving. We got Gilmer at Kilgore. We were looking forward to this one. It's homecoming night at Kilgore, celebrating the Hoco Court as the Gilmer Buckeyes head over to Bulldog Stadium. This is a great matchup. Slow start to the game thanks to some strong defense. Kilgore's Kason Brooks with a hidden handoff to Rayshawn Williams. Breaks a Buckeye tackle. That's a first down. And here's the game of woulda, coulda, shoulda coming in. LaKelion Graves in the end zone, but the ref says no good, and this actually happened twice in the first quarter with Graves, who just committed to Texas State today. Bulldogs settle with the field goal there. That puts them up 3 against the Buckeyes. Strong defense on the Bulldogs side, too. Look at the tip by Isaiah Waters saying, nope, that pass ain't getting through. Bulldogs with the ball again after some strong defense from both sides. Brooks zips it to Dakarian White, and it's an open field touchdown for the Bulldogs. First touchdown of the night. Let's check out that score. Where are we at?
Oh, someone needs to score.
Word.
Someone go score right now.
Okay, yeah. Well, okay. We don't
Hold on, we don't play with that here at CBS 19.
But that's the score, 66-6.
Graves, LaKelion Graves, the highest rated recruit to ever go to Texas State.
Wow.
4-star highest rated recruit to ever go to Texas State. How about that?
Congrats, LaKelion.
Big game for him today. Hey, take me out to one I've been dying to see. First quarter, sophomore backup quarterback Jacaden Davis staying on his feet, shedding defenders, scampering up from the 25 yards out. Lobos drop first blood against South Oak Cliff, one of the best teams in 5A. Second quarter, South Oak Cliff trailing 7-3. They'll take the lead right here. Running back Corday Fields straight up the middle, cruising his way into the end zone, untouched. 10-0 Golden Bears. Lobos not going anywhere, though. Kylon Cummings rumbling straight ahead. Nice gain there. He's close to a first down. Same drive. Eventually, Longview evens it from a 31-yarder on that field goal. Bears looking to give themselves a chance to take the lead before half. Jaden Williams airs this one out to his receiver, Nate Coleman. Look at him plowing through his man, staying on his feet. And to take it into Lobo territory. Under 20 seconds to go in the first half. Bears still threatening. Find his man over the middle to convert on 4th down. Keep the drive alive, get good field goal position. But the Bears kicker was no good from 41 yards out. We are deadlocked at 10 at halftime. I need to see this score right now. Wow. This one is just as good this year as it was last year. South Oak Cliff came back in the end last year in Lobo Stadium. Let's see if Longview can give them a taste of their own medicine this year.
I'm genuinely eager to see how that one wraps
I wish
up.
I wish we were at this one. This would have been our game of the week if Longview wasn't ours last week.
We showed so much love to Longview. We were kind of like, we got to spread it out.
We had to spread it out. Hey, and we got a great one.
That's true. That's true. Our game of the week and our site game ended up. When I was there, it was great.
Selfishly, does feel good when we pick a good game of the week.
That's true. Yeah.
Wendell, Van, come on now. I
don't think there's anything selfish about it. We're just out here doing a great job. All right, we're going to take a quick break and check on some of our late news headlines with Brendan Gurley.
Dan and Jimmy, we're learning new and disturbing details about the man accused of vandalizing a Jesus statue in Smith County. Arrest documents reveal this man right here on your screen, 36-year-old Jordan Gray Clark, has schizophrenia diagnosis and has refused medication. His father told investigators Clark became a Satan worshiper and recognized him in church surveillance video. Deputies say Clark used a hammer to smash the statue's face and hands. At his property, investigators found a hammer, gloves, and burned animal remains nailed to posts. He's charged with criminal mischief at a place of worship and is being held on a $400,000 bond. To read more about Clark's arrest, head over to our website, CBS19.tv. East Texas State Senator Brian Hughes has been tapped to serve on a new committee investigating free speech on college campuses. This after the deadly shooting of conservative figure Charlie Kirk. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick announced the bipartisan group earlier today, saying it will examine political bias, discourse, and First Amendment protections in higher education. Patrick said Kirk was killed for expressing his First Amendment rights and accused critics of condoning violence against free expression. Hughes is one of 7 senators selected to serve. That new committee is expected to begin its work immediately with hearings, testimonies, and a final report anticipated in the coming months. Big changes are underway for Smith County Emergency Services District 2 as they work to improve emergency response times across the county. ESD2 is making major moves to improve emergency response, purchasing several new properties with plans to build permanent fire stations. Operations Fire Chief Eric Greaser says they're using heat maps to track where emergency calls are highest and placing stations based on that data. One key location is near Lake Palestine, just south of Highway 155 by Brookshire's, an area seeing more and more calls. The goal, faster response times and better coverage where it's needed most.
Seconds matter in terms of how fire grows, and it doubles in intensity about every minute and a half. But lives matter in terms of people that are having a cardiac arrest. And unless interventions are made quickly, lives are oftentimes not saved. And so the quicker that we can get there is really lives saved.
Chief Greaser says they plan to break ground within the next 6 to 8 months. Other land acquisitions include a site in the Dixie District off Highway 31 near Scott's Miracle Grow, part of a broader plan to ensure multiple engines can respond quickly from different directions. Reporting in the studio, I'm Brennan Gurley.
Hey, wanted to mention kind of a full circle moment for us. When Damian Bartonic first got here from West Texas, he was in our pregame show. We were talking about our athletes that we wanted to see on the year, and I gave him LaKalion Graves.
You gifted him.
I gifted him. I was like, hey, look at this kid. He's pretty good, and ends up going to Texas State. Our Damian Bartonic went to Texas State.
Pretty cool.
How about that? Full circle moment. Right, we'll have more after the break.
Back to Under the Lights on CBS 19. We're about to celebrate our Player of the Week. Jimmy, your boy, Demarcion Blaylock.
Yeah, we saw his highlight earlier today. Let me introduce you to our Demarcion Blaylock. D1, baby. Check it out.
CBS 19 Sports Player of the Week, sponsored by East Texas Professional Credit Union.
Hey, Blaylock, man. Blaylock.
That's a
We might have just
right
found
there.
our Player of the Week next week. 5 touchdowns in week 1. 3 touchdowns in week 2. The only thing that stopped Chapel Hill's Demarcion Blaylock this season has been when he's forced off to the sidelines when the Bulldogs play defense.
I worked hard, so I had to, do what I had to do.
And when you see him running down the field, it's not just a race against the defenders. It's a race against time. You see, Mr. Blaylock has one goal right now.
I'm trying to become a D1 athlete.
And he hasn't had much time to prove he's a D1 caliber athlete.
You know, he missed 8 games last year with a broken collarbone, so he's got an extra desire, extra hunger about his senior year.
So when his Bulldogs were down by 20 in week 2 to the Gilmer Buckeyes, D1 DeMarcion showed up. He sparked the offense on a 20-yard touchdown, then a 31-yard touchdown. And all of a sudden, it's a close ball game, and the Chapel Hill Bulldogs pulled it out from there. And the schools better start paying attention because Blaylock is calling his shot in week 3.
I do want to score 3 touchdowns and show people like what I really am and who I am against competition.
And he's not going to stop till 4A becomes D1. Well, we know we got at least one. Let's head over to Sabine in Gladewater, where the Cardinals say this is our nest to host the new Diana Eagles. Starting off in the second half, Damon Richardson, only a sophomore, by the way, making a name for himself there, pushing through. Eagles get in for a Cardinal touchdown. New Diana, though, with the ball. Juwan Johnson fakes the handoff, finds his man, Christian Gomez, over the middle of the field, just shy of the touchdown. Johnson once more with the handoff. This one's going to go to the outside to Lucas Newland. Goes in there for the touchdown. Fourth quarter now. New Diana's Juwan Johnson looking for someone, going through his motion. Says, oh, I'm just going to take this one myself. Looks like Lamar Jackson
a little
there.
This, a little that.
A little this, a little of that. Getting shifty out there. Crossing over the white lines and into the end zone. That's a 40-yarder, people. Let me see that score.
Wow.
All right, New Diana, 56, Sabine, 20. New Diana needs this one bad. Looks like they took it there, but they needed this win really bad to get back.
I was just going to say, you say they needed it. Well, it seems like they did get it. They definitely got it. All right, we're going to go to, what we got? Dieball and Rusk right out the gates. The Lumberjacks are going to apply pressure. We love the Lumberjacks here. It's Malike Overstreet completing the pass, but Terrace McMillan meets him there for the tackle. No, sir, you're not going anywhere. Here's with the Eagles with the ball here. Bentley Moore hands it off to Adrian Tumlin. He rushes down. He tumbling down the sideline with speed, creating space, makes his way into the end zone untouched. Nice little ball flip. Got to be swaggy with it. D-ball taken and looking to make something happen here. Shake pass goes to Kevin Dill, but the Eagles stop him in his tracks. But watch this. Bentley Moore, he's going to find his receiver, but it ends up in the wrong hands. That's not his receiver. Tyrese McMillan, who's been explosive on defense, receives it, zigzags, makes a couple turns, and doesn't give up to try to make it to the end zone. He's doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. What a play that was, my word. Dieball building off that momentum to Carlos Sanchez, takes his time, eventually finds Ricardo Garcia in the end zone for a touchdown pass for the Lumberjacks, chopping away at that one. Rusk up 14-7 at the end of the first quarter. Let's see where we're at. And right. Dieball, okay.
Dieball,
they take this one 27-20 over the Eagles.
Yeah, tough one there. Well, let's get this out to our weather. Let's see what that looked like. It was incredibly sticky. I'm really glad I got to go put on this fresh new suit after being out there in the humidity.
So sweaty.
All right, let's see what they got.
Good evening. Kind of a warm evening out there for high school football, wasn't it? Well, it looks like this warm weather continues into the weekend. In fact, Saturday's highs should range from the low 90s around Emory, Mineola, and Gilmer to the mid-90s at Lufkin, Groveton, and Crockett, where it could be as warm as 95 degrees. Deep East Texas, San Augustine around 93. When we look at the rainfall forecast, there is a 20% chance for maybe an isolated shower Saturday afternoon, 10% chance or less on Sunday. Monday looks dry. Tuesday looks dry. We get to Wednesday, we have a 20% chance for a few isolated or random rumbles of thunder. Here's your Baylor Scott & White Texas Spine and Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. So a warm and humid Saturday. We just watch out for that stray shower, otherwise dry. 92 Sunday and Monday, back to 93 on Tuesday. And then we've got a triple 92-degree stretch Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. In between that, on Thursday, we have a chance for some isolated thunderstorms. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thanks, Brett. You have a great weekend, too. Appreciate
Love
that.
Brett.
He's the
So
best.
good.
All right, y'all, stick with us. We got some more games to see after this, so don't go anywhere. Texas. Welcome back into Under the Lights. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfox with y'all. And the good news is we have more games to show y'all. We have top plays to show y'all.
I was getting worried.
We're just getting started, people. All right, let's head over to Eagles Stadium. We showed y'all this one before as well at 6:30. We got Tatum taking on Newton, a battle of the Eagles. We're starting here in the first quarter. Isaiah Foster fakes the pitch and hands off to KJ Porter, who has an open seam. Jukes a defender, makes his way towards the sidelines. Plenty of room to run. Foot race. He won it. He won it, folks. He won the foot race. It wasn't even close. What a play right there by Newton. They get on the board. Same drive later on fourth down. I guess he must have stepped out of bounds. Quarterback Isaiah Foster gets the snap, tries to take it himself, but he's met by a swarm of Eagle defenders to get the turnover on downs. Tatum ball deep in Newton territory. There's the triple option. Isaac McAllister gets the pitch. Nice block from his teammate. Room to run for a big gain. He's going to try and split two defenders, but gets dragged down there. But that's a first down for the Eagles. Same drive inside Newton territory. Zeke Mendoza gets the handoff, but wait, the ball's on the ground. Fumble. Newton jumps in and gets the recovery. It's a defensive battle over in Tatum with the score knotted up at 0 after the first quarter. We love a defensive battle.
Wow,
let's check out
0-0.
Okay, what happened after that? I guess both teams just kind of had to settle in, and then Newton really took it away from there.
Looks like a Newton score. That's a really good team against Tatum, who's maybe not ready for that level of competition quite yet, but hey, good outing from him early on. Bullard Panthers against Sulphur Springs. Sulphur Springs up 42-0 in the third. Tucker Stainback gets hit hard there. Sulphur Springs with the ball handed off to Dodson Martin, runs down the side of the goal line, and he's just gonna barely get in there for the first down. Not quite the end zone though. Deuce Timmons. He's going to hand that one off to Martin again, though. He's going to leap into the end zone. Sulphur Springs 49, Bullard 0. Not a good one for the Panthers. Bullard ain't giving up, though. How about Micah Skaggs? Bobbling it a little bit on the deep pass, but hey, keeps it in before going out. There's something, and hey, the Minions, the fans, the Minions. They might want to steal the moon after this one. It'll be a little more entertaining than getting beat down like this, but hey, check it out. I don't know if that one counted.
They got
maybe got a foot in. Sulphur Springs beats up on Bullard. Sulphur Springs, one of the top teams in our Fab 15. Bullard, they're working on it.
Look away, Brennan. Look away.
Brennan, don't look at that one.
All right, we got some private school action here from just down the road at Bishop T.K. Gorman, as this pass is going to be intercepted by Bishop Gorman. That's number 15, Augustine Frank on that play later on. Going for the end zone, high pass, and he is gone. That's Jack Cohn on the touchdown. Teammates are loving it, as they should. A little later on, we got a score from the Crossroads Bobcats. This is just before halftime, taking a minute to snap the ball here. And this will be a drive, a run into the end zone, untouched. And let's see where we're at with the score from that one. Crossroads manhandles TK Gordon.
You know what I love about that?
They're in the fourth quarter in that one.
You know what I love about that? A grass field.
Yep.
Playing
classic.
God intended football to be played. Take me out to Rose Stadium. They got turf over there, though. Tyler High looking to bounce back after that Rose City rivalry loss. They got Seagoville here. How about the punt return? Fielded on the other side of the Rose before taken all the way back. He's going to find the sideline here, but push forward. Big time return there. And how about the quarterback, Caden Granberry? Pulls it himself. He says, I'm just going to turn upfield. Hits the gas and just floors it through another man. He's not the biggest guy in the world. There he is trucking somebody. Then how about this? This time, Kadarius McMiller going to put a man in motion. It's going to go to the running back. Sorry, Kadarius McMiller is going to take the handoff here and just carry one man for every star on his recruitment profile. Look at that, making it all the way into the end zone. Tyler Legacy dominated Seagoville today, 63-0. Seagoville laying an egg there.
Return of Cujo? Question mark?
The Lions. He said, restoring the roar. That was the big thing from the head coach this morning.
That was quite a roar, 63-0. That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it.
All right, folks. Well, in case you thought we were done, we're not. We got another little block here. We got some top plays. But after that, we're going on CBS 19 from 10:30 to 11. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello, East Texas. Welcome back into Under the Lights. Our time here on CBS 19 has almost wrapped up, but on CBS 19 Plus, we're just about to get started, so make sure you don't go anywhere. Download the app. You probably already have the app already.
You should. I mean, if you're a good watcher of CBS 19.
If you're a loyal fan, as we know most of you.
If you're a real football fan, you got the CBS 19 app. I mean, what else are you doing?
And what do football fans love, Jimmy? They love top plays.
Thank goodness. Let's get to
top plays. These are last week's top plays. We got to see these. Strong defense from both teams. This is ARP, and it's going to be Zane Bork with the handoff to Josh Smith. Ripped down by the collar, but stays up long enough to get the touchdown. There's a top play for the Tigers.
And how about up at Pine Tree, handoff to Roger Attaway, up the middle, jukes them out. He's going to have a lot of open field there, a lot of green grass ahead of him before he makes it into the white section for 7. Hit the Cobra.
Where are we going now? All right, we got Blade
The celebration ran a little long.
This is Has taken a low snap, tossing it out to Aubrey Floyd, who makes a couple nice moves and takes it in from 25 yards out. Bears won last week, but lost a heartbreaker last night.
Floyd, though, played pretty well the other night. He had a good one himself. Let me take it to Kason Gray, though. Tyler Legacy, the junior, with the full field read, finds TK Brown over the middle to the tub, baby. TK puts the Lions down. There we go. See, I pulled it out there.
TK, rub-a-dub-dub in the tub.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
All right, this is from last week's sight game. Marshall at Longview, Mavericks at the Lobos' doorstep. And how about that pass floated up for Russell Crawford? The 6'5 senior pulls it down to get the Mavericks on the board. However, Longview would come back to win that one. And we're going to check in on their game score tonight on CBS 19 Plus in a little bit.
Hey, how about this? Troop receiving the kick after getting scored on. Ball lands in the hands of Logan Chambers, and he's going to squeak out and make his way into some open field. Looks back. Hey, no one's checking there. Objects in the mirror seem further than they appear. No one touches this man before he gets into the end zone. He's celebrating. He's flexing for the big-time score from Troop.
As the Usain Bolt look back. Zay Taylor for Gilmer dropping a low snap and then flings it downfield into the waiting arms of Solomon Jackson, who carries it all the way to the 1-yard line. Tried to power it into the end zone. Couldn't quite get it done. We know Chapel Hill would come back in that one, but those are some top plays. Those are some tremendous top plays, only to be outdone by this week's top plays. And y'all can see those if you stick with us on CBS 19 Plus, so don't go anywhere. We got more games, more highlights, more top plays in just a little bit. football fans, and welcome into Under the Lights Late Night Edition on CBS19's. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfoss. We're your guides on this tour here through week 3 of Beast Texas football play. And Jimmy, we're going to send things right out to our site game. Our game of the week just wrapped up, and we're going to hopefully get a, I don't want to spoil anything, but a very exciting final play of the game.
Big time end of the game. Yeah. We'll hear from our Damian Bartonic in a minute. But first, let's
around for that.
Get back to that site game for you.
Here we go. White House and Chapel Hill with our player of the week, DeMarcion Blaylock as a captain. Wildcats begin the game with possession, and they begin with a bang. Handoff to the senior John Grimes. He's off to the races, past the 40, the 30, the 20. Just tripped up inside the 10.
Running like a robot.
No matter, though, White House goes back to the ground and tack. Ground and pound. JoJo Adams with the Wildcats touchdown. They jump in front 7-0. Bulldogs go to work, though. Here's a connection we've seen many a time. Malik G finds that DeMarcion Blaylock fella. He's gone with the wind. D1 DeMarcion's 9th touchdown of the season. This was just in the first quarter of game number 3 of the season. White House not backing down, though. Adams letting it fly. Hitting Zion Alexander. We got a ball game, folks. White House in front at this point, 14-7. But we know Chapel Hill's got those dogs in them. Malik G rolling to his left, makes the throw on the run. Elton Calico on the receiving end. This game was just big play after big play. Senior takes this one all the way to the end zone. We're tied at 14 at the end of the first quarter, but
wouldn't stay that way.
Then the rest of the game happened.
Look at that, 48-17. Chapel Hill came to play in that second half, baby.
Yes, sir.
Over White House. Hey, down at Grace Community, looked like that one too. Hey, a lot of dice in the stands. It's about as much fun as they had all night. Pittsburgh was rolling. Cord Johnson making it look really easy down in Grace, flicking it to Cam Dottie into the end zone. Later on, that defense was just as stout. Boom! Popping the ball out from the quarterback.
Would you say he brought the boom?
No, he brought the boom. Pitt fell on it there, and then Johnson showing it off again. The juggling act by the sophomore to make that catch. Look at that, man. Show him again. But don't.
Oh, we love
Falling his way in for 6. Kid's name is 7. Freshman Slade Etheridge trying to make something of that offense in Grace. That set him up for this, which was no good. That was a turnover on downs. No points for you. Pittsburgh got right to it on the reverse. There it is, 7 going in there for 6, virtually untouched in front of a massive Pittsburgh Pirates crowd. I could not believe how well they traveled. Let me see that score. Yeah, not a good one for the Grace Community Tigers. Great energy, great environment. Just not that great of a football game. Pittsburgh takes this one 45-0.
That quarterback, Slade Etheridge, can sling it, so I'm a little surprised that they went scoreless.
He is a freshman, too, so he's got a lot of time to grow. You play a good team. Pittsburgh had some athletes, and I'm pretty sure they're undefeated right now. I'm not 100% on that, but I'm pretty sure they are running off their 3rd win this year.
I believe you. All right, let's head over to Sabine. They're in Gladewater where the Cardinals say this is our nest as they host the new Diana Eagles. We're starting this one in the second half. Damon Richardson, only a sophomore, everybody, making a name for himself, pushing through the pack for a Cardinals touchdown. New Diana with the ball now. DeJuan Johnson with a fake handoff looking for someone downfield. He's got Christian Gomez swooping like an eagle and then just blasted just shy of the touchdown on the 1-yard line. Johnson later on handoff to Lucas Newland. He goes to the side with Keegan Kaminsky on his tail, but it's too little too late. That's a New Diana tutty. 4th quarter now, New Diana's DeJuan Johnson looking for somebody, anybody, as the Cardinals try to throw him down, but Johnson says, nope, here I go. I'm doing a little of this. I'm doing a little of that. He's going to take it 40 yards to the house. That's a touchdown. He was a player of the week last year. And there you go. New Diana picks up its first win of the year, a much-needed win.
Yeah, no kidding. Hopefully this gets them going. They got a lot of talent on that team. Just needs to start putting together the wins. But this is one I've been waiting to see the end of. First quarter, South Oak Cliff versus Longview. Jacaden Davis staying on his feet there, shedding defenders, scampering up for 25 yards, and the Lobos make their way into the end zone for the first time of the night. Are you serious? Second quarter, South Oak Cliff trailing 7-3. They're going to go ahead and take the lead. This one, running back Corday Fields straight up the middle, cruising into the end zone. Untouched. 10-7 Bears. Lobos not going anywhere. Kylon Cummings rumbling straight ahead for a nice game. Close to the first down, not quite. Same drive. This one's going to go good for a 31-yarder. Split the uprights there for 3. Bears looking to give themselves a chance to take the lead before half. Long pass across the field. Jaden Williams hits his man, Nate Coleman, for the big game. Just like that, South Oak Cliff set up in Lobo territory, sets up with under 20 seconds. Another laser to his man on 4th and 9 to keep the drive alive. That one's going to end in a field goal, but it was no good. From 41 yards out, they were deadlocked at the half. What is the final score there? Oh, ouch. 20-17. Longview can't quite complete the comeback in Kincaid Stadium in Dallas, Texas. But man, it was close, and I cannot stress this enough. That South Oak Cliff team is just as good as any 6A program in the state of Texas.
And now, Jimmy, I want to ask you, because we're both, no biggie, we're both voters for the East Texas Fab 15. Longview has been consistently ranked as number 2 on our big schools list. Does that loss bump them down for you at all?
It's tough. I have to see what Texas High did.
Sure.
You know,
sure.
Competing in a game like that, and yeah, I get it. It's a 5A school. It's a very good 5A school. I mean, these guys hung with Duncanville. They beat North Shore. It's tough to say that, you know, maybe they deserve a heavy drop. Maybe they switch with Texas High at 3rd. I need to see what Texas High did. It's going to be coming down to that pretty much.
Well, the good people in the booth just told us that Texas High lost.
All right, so I guess I will put them exactly, probably at 2nd. Man, Texas High lost. Wow.
Crazy.
Are we having that? We do have that. We'll have that coming up. Check that out.
It's after the break.
We'll
Stick
see
with
after
us.
the break.
Hey everybody, welcome back into Under the Lights Late Night Edition. We got another, well, not another, we are almost ready to show y'all that final play from Lindale and Van, that thriller out at Van Memorial Stadium.
We did get to have a little peek at it.
We got
just a little peek
we
at it.
got a little peek at it. But soon y'all will see it as well. Don't worry.
No spoilers.
It'll be all right. Hey, but we're going to go to, what do we got? We got Center at North DeSoto.
How about that? Center, good program, new head coach, and might I say, not DeSoto, North DeSoto. Different team.
DeSoto, you're right.
Looks like they got off to a hot start there with the early on touchdown pass up down the middle a little bit. North DeSoto drops back again. This time hitting another man downfield. That's number 16. Look at that. A little aura there.
A little aura there. Aura never hurt nobody.
Later on, though, Center's quarterback, looks like a new quarterback from last year, gets hit hard there by that North DeSoto defense. ND on the helmet. Looking like Notre Dame out there a little bit. Another ND on the helmet. This time, this pass is going to be intercepted by Bryce Evans. Wrong color jersey there. Great defensive series for the junior. That leads to another North DeSoto touchdown. It's 21-0 with Center back on offense. Easton Wolf keeps this one on the read option. Has some wheels there. Touchdown Rough Riders, 21-7. A little more doable on that one. North DeSoto's ensuring drive. Luke Delafield to Braylon Moore. He just brushes his man off here. Look at that. Eats it and keeps going.
Goodness.
He's still hungry.
That was cool.
Makes his way into the end zone. 35-yard tutty. Make it 28-7. Bad to worse for Center.
That one's going on the huddle tape.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
This punt does not go
Uh-oh.
well. Actually, it goes. It just gets worse.
Here we
Wow.
go.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Big man's got moves.
Yeah, a little shifty there, and things just go from bad to worse to even worse down in Center. North DeSoto beats up on them 49-20.
Showing some fight at the end, though, there. Getting 20 on the
Props
board.
to him. Props to
It's
him.
a moral victory if you're into those. All right, we got Liberty Ilo at Carthage. Big, bad Carthage here. Hosting a struggling Liberty Ilo team, and they get going in a hurry thanks to number 0, your boy, Jimmy. KJ Edwards, the could-have-been buff, but the Texas A&M commit is off to the races. I'm sorry. He scores. That makes it 7-0 for the Bulldogs. Later on, Carthage is going to get a safety here. They made 9-0, and they're on the move again. Jet Surratt downfield for J.D. Edwards. The sophomore makes the grab to set him up deep in Leopard territory. Then it's Surratt with the fade to Carson Crawford. He makes the catch for another Carthage touchdown. Those Carthage Bulldogs, they're pretty good.
Wow,
they're pretty good.
47-0 good.
Man.
Liberty Ilo, man, struggling mightily. And I mean, that's a tough team to play when you're struggling.
Yeah.
You know, 47-0.
That's not a get-right game.
No,
That's
not
not a
even a
get-right
little
game.
bit. Maybe next time. Maybe next week
next
for
time.
Liberty Ilo.
Those next week.
Hey, how about Wascom? The Wildcats hosting the Shelbyville Dragons down at the border between Louisiana and Texas. Hernandez faking the handoff there. As a quarterback keeper, he's going to keeper it all the way into the end zone. 57 yards. Looking back at his man. 2-3. LeBron James. Dragons are going to take the ball next. All right, well, there's some fans.
A little crowd shot.
Look
We
at
love
that.
a crowd
Super
shot.
amped up for that one. Dragons with the ball. Gavin McDonald to Ronnie Williams. Williams with the carry. 6-yard gain on the play. 1st and goal for the Dragons. Pushing through McDonald's and Williams. Reset. Try it again. Agent 0 for the first time. And we're all tied up at 7 apiece. Williams finding a hole through the middle again. How about this? You're just spamming that thing before Montez Thompson runs down by Montez Thompson before the end zone. 2nd quarter, 1st and goal. Let me guess here. Williams again handed it off for another touchdown. 13-7. You know, when you got a good thing going, why stop it? Wascom, though, pulls this one out 21-19 over a pretty good Shelbyville team. Wascom looking to slowly climb their way back up that Fab 15 pole.
And that was in some Thursday night action. We got 2 more Thursday night games for you here. This is where I was last night. And we got Overton hosting
baby.
Bowie High School out of Sims ISD as the sun sets down on Chester Roy Stadium. After a scoreless first quarter, Mustangs begin the second swing, and Ryan Hollerman hits Jacob Osborne, and then Ocho's off to the races. Run, young man, run. No catching Ozzie there, kids. Like a bolt of lightning down the sideline. 70-plus yard connection puts Overton ahead 7-0 after the extra point was good. Next, Mustangs drive. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Hollerman finds Osborne again, this time over the middle for a 1st down and more, though this possession would end with a turnover on downs. Later on, though, the QB is going to take it himself. Hollerman takes the snap and darts toward the left sideline for a 15-yard gain. The Mustangs said, hey, let's keep running the dang ball. Handoff goes to Gabe Miller. And he goes. Miller bursts through the middle untouched to put Overton up 14-0 after another successfully converted extra point, giving the Mustangs a 2-possession lead on what was just a beautiful evening in Beast, Texas last night. Check out last night's sunset, my word. Anyway, Overton goes on to win it 34-0 over Sims Bowie.
Overton plays right next to a cemetery. I love that about him. Love that about him.
They've got the ghosts on their side, I guess.
Yeah, the ghosts on their side. I tried for so long to find like a haunted story about that stadium. I asked so many people, but no one's got anything.
They've got the cover up on lock.
Yeah, it's just a cemetery. Hey, how about this? Our stream game of the week. Last night, I was on call. Gladewater versus West Rusk. Gladewater looking to stay undefeated. They ran into a good West Rusk Raiders team.
Very good.
Say it 5 times fast. I tried. Check it out.
Won't do it.
Earlier on in life, Achilles fakes the handoff, looks for the end zone, passes out. He's got a man wide open in the end zone, all by himself. That's Kason Harris. Running backer, linebacker, combo of a player. He's going to fake the handoff. Dotson wants Cam Brown in the corner of the end zone. He went up. He came down with it. What a grab, man on man, 50-50 ball. He said, go up and get it, young man. He got it. Cam Brown, that's left to play in the third. Hess, the fumble, ball's on the ground. West Rusk falls on it. West Rusk says they got it. The number 8 Gladewater Bears, Williams, fighting through the pile into the end zone. Touchdown, West Rusk Raiders, and they take the lead for the first time tonight. This one's going to the fullback. It's Cooper. Cooper's in there in the end zone for 6. Gladewater responds. Big kick for number 8. Nearly blocked, and it is! Huge block. It is going to get picked up. Open field ahead of him. He's getting tracked down, though. Aubrey manages to wrap him up and save the extra 2 points.
Great game last night. Gladewater coming up just short. Shows you how special teams need to be. That one not tied at the end because of that blocked extra point. Every facet of the game matters. Offense, defense, special teams.
And Jimmy, again, I'm so impressed by you calling the play, and then I can tell you're like trying to move the camera at the same time. He's a one-man band on Thursday night, folks, so, throw him a bone. Over to Henderson, where the Lions are taking on the Jacksonville Fighting Indians. We pick up at the start of the third quarter. I figure we do some sweet flips and stuff. It's a big 35-0 lead at halftime. First play of the third quarter, it's the senior Justin Starling who gets the handoff, gets some great blocks, finds a hole to run just out of reach of the Indians. He's going to take that to the house.
Runs like
one play, one score to add to their lead. How about it? How about it? Tack them on.
See those shoulder pads flapping in the wind?
But check this out. On the point after, it's going to be blocked.
Well,
picked up by Jordan McGowan for the scoop. And after a long run into the end zone, it'll be a score. Nobody to stop him. Taking that one 90 yards to the house. Finally puts 2 points on the board for the Indians to avoid the shutout. The Indians, we had some high hopes for them. They've been struggling. Lions ball, freshman quarterback Blake Meeks is looking deep, launches it downfield to Aiden Perry, makes a nice grab. Defender all over him of a big gain for a first down. Later on, same drive, Meeks with the play action. Quick pass in the back of the end zone to none other than Aiden Perry. Give that man his flowers. Lions blowing past the Indians 48-2 after 3 quarters. And didn't get a whole lot better after that.
That's
Henderson.
50-2.
Yeah.
All right, that's a tough one. But it looks like we got our Damian Bartonic joining us down in Lindale. He's got some stuff to talk about our game of the week, Lindale versus Van. It was a close one. Damian, what you got for us?
Hey, man, let's go ahead and get to this game-winning play, man. Lexi, let's run it. Let's run that game-winning play. We got quarterback stretch. David Lindig, an absolute dog. I was telling people on the sideline he has that Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield moxie to him. Look at him with his feet, with his legs, making the play for the score to put Lindale up 56-49. I couldn't believe it. I mean, a bout of heavyweights went down here in Lindale, and goodness gracious, I'm with none other than head coach Chris Cochran of the Lindale Eagles. Coach, before we even get to that play, let's talk about this. Fourth quarter, 3rd and 20, 3.5 minutes left in this game. Your quarterback made something happen. What does that say about your quarterback?
Yeah, he's tough as nails, man. I mean, he truly is. He was so composed all night long. The ups and the downs, I would say, sometimes rattle a lot of, teenagers, but he doesn't get rattled. He just doesn't. After mistakes, you know, he's just going to come back and do it again, you know. And then after big plays, he's very calm, you know. So he grew up tonight. You know, this was a big-time game for him tonight as far as just growing up. Our team believes in him. I mean, he's one of the best leaders I've ever been around. So our team believes in him, and they all played really, really hard together. And that's ultimately what pulled it out.
I'm not going to lie, too, man. You guys got a lot of the good players out here. I mean, that number 6, the kickoff return for a touchdown. He caught the goal ball with the number 7, Taysom Hill dribbling. My man had the sleeve and the turf tape on. Talk a little bit about this team, just the litany of skill position players you guys have, because you guys can make plays at all levels of the field on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, we do. And the crazy thing tonight, it was hit and miss as far as the guys that went out. You know, there were some guys that went out of the game and got to come back in, and you know, starting running back, me and Johnson went out, and Hank Thurman, my goodness, he ran so hard tonight. Our offensive line did a wonderful job blocking for him, and he would want me to give them credit. But, he stepped in and just did a really, really good job at running back for us, and I'm just proud of him. I mean, he battled his tail off.
Not only that, I got 2 more for you, and then I'll leave you alone, I promise. Obviously, man, this was a big-time win, really like a tone-setting kind of win for your season. 3-0, feeling good. How good does it feel to be 3-0? And also, by the way, Lindig told me it's great to be a Lindale Eagle. How great does it feel to be a Lindale Eagle when you come off a win?
It feels really, really good. You know, when you play your rival and when you're able to beat your rival. I mean, this game, literally every year, you know, you just never know, and it doesn't matter who's got more talent. It never does. It's always going to come down to the wire. We hadn't had one that went 56-49 since I've been the head coach, you know. So, man, I'm just so proud of the way our kids. I mean, the way they battled. They just really, really battled. And to answer your question, feels great to be 3-0. But we'll watch this thing tomorrow, and we'll have to go back to work. We've got the Gilmer Buckeyes, so we won't think about them just yet. But tomorrow afternoon we'll be on to them.
Absolutely. Last one for you, Coach. What does this win say about your team? What made you most proud tonight about your guys?
Resilience, you know, just finding a way to get it done. Had guys playing in positions that they weren't really comfortable with, and they just found a way. It wasn't our night on defense. We were all over the place, and we got humbled, to be honest. But they found a way at the end, you know, to find a way to force a punt, and then to find a way to get on the loose ball, you know, to finish the game, to win the game. So just resilience and how they just play really, really hard together. They love each other.
Absolutely, Coach. Hey,
thank you.
I've been sweating like crazy, like I'm playing in the game, man, but I appreciate your time. Guys, I'm sending it back to y'all. One heck of a game. I'm signing out from Lindale, Texas. I'm tired. Coach is tired. We're ready to go to bed, man. We're ready to get on and have a good Saturday and all that good stuff.
That's awesome, man. Love that. Damian, thank you so much. And thank you so much to Coach Cochran. Jimmy, can I just flex here for a second? We've had 2 coach interviews today.
Yeah. Big time.
Yeah. Anybody else doing
Who's
that?
doing it like
CBS19?
You're not getting that anywhere else. Come on now. Hey, let's take some. Let's look at the highlights from that game of the week. Both teams coming in undefeated. Lindale versus Van. Boy, did they come out swinging. The first drive of the game. Bartender, pour me up a deep one. Raleigh Hinch finds Ian Hobson. Look at the flow on the deep ball.
Beautiful.
Vandals. Goal to go. Next play, Hinch, the old school QB power, drives his way into the end zone. Vandals up 7-0. Eagles looking to answer back. Jackson LeGros with the Taysom Hill drip finds Caden Fowler on the go ball. That one knocks it up 7 apiece. After that, though, up Vandal 3 and out. Then Lindale gets their ball right back, and they're driving. Lindig shows off his speed, puts the finger up, points at his man. Look at him. He's going to point at our cameraman back here in a second. Look at that.
Man.
Look at that.
That's crazy.
Aura, baby. That's Aura. After Van, though, they ain't quitting. Hinch finds Mr. Hare. Look at that. Looking like David Lee Roth underneath that helmet. Come on now. Vandals knotted up at 14-all. Electric ball game from start to finish. We obviously know how that one finishes. Now Lindale making a statement. I'm telling you right now, Lindale is my sleeper pick to win district this year in that one. Obviously, Kilgore looks in that district of doom. Obviously, Kilgore looks fantastic. Chapel Hill looks fantastic. Lindale is right there with them. I'm telling you, I've seen the talent. One name we didn't even hear, Emilian Johnson. Yeah. He's been fantastic for them. He's a great running back, a younger running back. The quarterback still got some growing up to do. He's a younger guy. I'm very excited to see what those Lindale Eagles do.
Absolutely. We got a couple scores to check in on now. Let's go to Midlothian Heritage.
Wow.
They took down Texas High. We heard that they had lost before. Final score there is 35-21. And then real quick, we'll check in on Atlanta at New Boston. And Atlanta, if you'll remember, they got blown out by Pleasant Grove in week 1. And coming back with a little vengeance here in week 3. They
taking it out on New Boston, man.
A battle of cities that aren't typically found in Texas, at least not what people would think initially.
Battle of two towns where people, when they say they're from there, they're like, oh, yeah, I know that place. And they're
not
like,
Texas,
no,
right?
You don't know this place.
No, you don't know this place.
Look at Atlanta getting a win.
Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a bit with this week's top plays. I know you don't want to miss them, so don't go anywhere. Hello, everybody. Welcome back in to Under the Lights Late Night Edition. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfoss with y'all. Jimmy, let's not waste the people's time. We got some top plays to show.
Now, when we got plays like this coming up, check this out. Bulldogs with the ball. After a strong defense on both teams, zips this one to Carrion White. TK White, open field touchdown for the Bulldogs. They just ran this one up 66-6 over Gilmer. Come on now.
Hey now. All right, we got Tatum and Newton. Tatum deep in Newton territory. Triple option Isaac. McAllister gets the pitch. A nice block from his teammate. He's got room to run. That's a huge gain. He's going to try to split two defenders, but gets dragged down. But that's a first down and more for the Eagles, and it's a top play.
Hey, this one came after a van 3-and-out. Lindale driving like they're on I-20. David Lindig showing off the legs, putting the arm up, making sure everyone knows where the heck he was going. That way. That way. Tell me about it.
I'll say it again, though. They got not one but two quarterbacks they like. That's pretty cool. All right, this is from our site game and our player of the week. Bulldogs going to work. The connection we know so well. Malik G to DeMarcion Blaylock. He's gone with the wind. D1 DeMarcion's 9th tutty of the season. This was just in the first quarter of game number 3. And we didn't see it for sure, but I would venture to guess he had some more touchdowns.
Oh, I would put money on it if I could. Johnson showing off the arm. Later on in Pittsburgh versus Grace. Look at that, the juggling act. This one going to the kid named Seven. How about that?
Catch so nice we got to see it twice.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think I put the replay in there.
Okay.
Just once for now. Hit the
That's
rewind
okay.
button. Go watch our 10
it'll be on
p.m. show.
YouTube, so y'all can just watch it as many times as you want.
You know, on
there.
CBS19, you can go hack and watch all of our episodes on CBS19 and CBS19 Plus.
You can do it on repeat. We encourage that.
As much as you like.
If you want. All right, let's check out all the game scores from tonight. So many games to cover. We got Lindale over Van in the thriller of a game of the week. They win at 56-49. Chapel Hill downs White House 48-17. Kilgore, Jimmy, nobody else scored. They dominate Gilmer 66-6. That was the score, everybody. That was the score. New Diana tops Sabine 56-20. Pittsburgh routs Grace 45. Nutton dieball over Rusk 27-20. Sulphur Springs downs Bullard. Sorry, Brendan, 56-6. And Newton tops Tatum 42-12.
All right, let's see the other ones. Give me the other scoreboard. Jacksonville, Henderson, ugly fast, 50-2. Longview just barely losing to South Oak Cliff in Dallas. Crossroads beats up on TK Gorman. Seagaville, gonna wish they didn't. Sega come to Thailand.
They're gonna wish they didn't see. No, you're right.
Yeah. There's something there. I'll find it later. Midlothian Heritage beats Texas High, and that's gonna shake some things up. Liberty Ilo. Yikes, losing to Carthage 0-47. Center drops it to North DeSoto 49-20. Atlanta to New Boston. Atlanta beats up on New Boston. I do have something I want to say about that Jacksonville score, though. You know, we know that program is rebuilding, just like Henderson is going through a rebuilding phase, but Jacksonville, every time I check in on those freshman scores, because I follow the head coach.
Good point.
And he keeps posting those freshman team scores. They're always winning.
Dominant.
The future is bright.
That's
I will
right.
say that. Might not look great right now, but the future in Jacksonville looking pretty good under Monty Stevenson.
I was going to say, Monty Stevenson he seems like the right man to lead this rebuild. Obviously, he's not going varsity's way right now, but that's a good point because the JV and the freshman teams have been pretty impressive this year. But Jimmy, I forgot to do it at 10, so we got to tell the good people where we're going to be for our kickoff show site game next week.
Tell them the good news, Dan.
Without further ado, here we go. Rolling drums. We're going to be in Rusk. Troop taking on Rusk. The Troop Tigers have been hot to start the season, and they'll be taking on the Eagles. I've never seen, I don't know if an eagle and a tiger have ever fought in the wilds, but we're going to see what the fight on the football field looks like next week.
If you put them together, I'm pretty sure that's a griffin.
Yeah, you're right.
Is that a mythical thing? Yeah, I'm pretty.
No, you're spot on.
Yeah, I read.
Yeah, we read.
Come on now.
We read.
Jimmy Searfoss, I read.
Jimmy Searfoss, damn late. We read. All right, well, y'all, thank you so much for joining us on Under the Lights, Under the Lights Late Night Edition. We'll see y'all again next week for the latest and greatest highlights here from Beast, Texas.